Now, more of Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang, coast to coast around the country, the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Our next guest is, and you know who he is, Donald Luskin, Chief Investment Officer of Trend Macro, and you see him often on the Larry Kudlow Show. Donald, welcome aboard.
Oh, my pleasure to be here.
Well, you came in an exciting day, exciting market. Looks like everybody's all excited about this market. Let's talk about this market. Sustainable or not sustainable?
Well, I want everybody to be completely comfortable that Bloomberg and all of the other quote systems in the world have been notified that there's been a gigantic malfunction this entire last week. All those positive things you've seen are a complete error. Don't worry, it's still the end of the world. Nothing good has happened.
Nothing. Okay. Well, let's go back on that a little bit. Right now they're talking. They're being critical of what they call the market cheerleaders. They keep ratcheting up these expected earnings, and they're saying that they're unsustainable. Much of they're unsustainable because the recent earnings growth is directly related to the stimulus that has ended last Friday. What do you think? What's your take on that?
Well, the only thing that ended last Friday was the Fed's QE2 program, and that's only been in place for 6 months. And corporate earnings, since they troughed in the middle of 2009, have grown by 65%, and that so-called stimulus from the Fed has only been going on for the last 6 months. You know, the constant upgrade of earnings, as fast and furious and constant as it's been, nevertheless, every earnings season, when the actual earnings are reported, they still surprise on the upside. So as optimistic as the forecasts have been, they weren't optimistic enough. So I don't understand how the skeptics can blame cheerleaders and over-optimism when over and over and over the bulls just keep winning. I mean, it's a token of how much pessimism there is out there, how much opportunity there is, that bears win all time. All the benefit of the doubt goes to people who are pessimistic. And here we are. It's been 2 years since the bottom in 2009. The broad stock market has doubled. Everything's gone great. And yet, if you say anything bullish, you're treated as some kind of unsophisticated bumpkin, where the only really smart people are guys like Nouriel Roubini and Peter Schiff and all these guys with their end-of-the-world stories. And I just don't get it. When is the world going to give up on that stuff? The world has not ended. It's not going to end. Where's the proof?
Okay, let's talk about that for a moment. Let's play a clip. This is with you and Schiff.
The bull scenario seems intact. Am I delusional about this?
No, you're not delusional. It's the bears who are delusional. And if you need any better, here's the explanation for why stocks were up so much today, why everything just surged today. Pick up a copy of the New York Times, go to the opinion pages, look at Paul Krugman's column. He's got this end-of-the-world column about how the subprime mess is going to drag the whole economy down. He even quotes Bill Gross saying the same thing. If there was ever a buy signal, we got it. You want to buy them with both hands here, my friend.
Well, if you want to lose money, then go ahead and do that. But you're right, you are delusional. You know.
That's Peter Schiff. Now, he was right. You got to give him credit. He was right.
I don't give him one jot of credit, because he may have been right in predicting that there was going to be a subprime blow-up, but why don't you play the rest of that interview where he told you to get out of the U.S. dollar just before the U.S. dollar rallied 30%, where he told you to get out of the U.S. stock market into foreign stock markets, when during the crisis the U.S. stock market was the best performing in the world. So fine, for 10 years, guys like Schiff and Nouriel Roubini and a bunch of others, it's always the end of the world. Finally, we have a big bear market, they declare victory. Well, broken clock is right twice a day, number one. And number two, that doesn't mean you make money for your clients. The height of irony is getting the call finally right and still losing money for your clients. Now that's talent.
Okay, let's do one more cut here for you.
This is not spreading, and this whole atmosphere of doom and gloom about it, the idea that subprime is going to open up a hole in the earth and the entire consumer economy is going to fall into it, is ridiculous.
And it wasn't ridiculous. So these guys aren't always wrong, though.
Well, I didn't say they were always wrong. Why are you saying that? I mean, I'm a little surprised, Bill. I wasn't really prepared to come on your radio show and have you selectively pick out of all the things I've said as a public intellectual over the last 10 years, the few times I've made mistakes, I've never claimed to be perfect.
No,
What's
but
this about?
well, what I'm asking you,
want me to investigate your track record and pull
Sure.
up all the gotchas I can on you? I'm sure there are many of them.
No, there is, but here's the problem. You went on TV and you said that the subprime that was going to be ridiculous. Peter Schiff came on. He warned everybody about the subprime, and fellows like you came on and said, "Hey, there's no problem," but you got it wrong. So you can't. How can you come on and say these guys weren't right? They were right.
Well, have you been listening to anything I've been telling you the last 2 minutes?
Yes, but they were right. Let's move on.
No,
Let's move on to.
They may have been right about the subprime call, but they weren't right.
But that was
about
a heck
how
of
to
that
make
was.
any money on it.
But listen, that was a heck of a call. The subprime destroyed this country. Am I right?
Parlor game where the idea is to predict subprime crises or not subprime crises. No, we're trying to make money in stocks.
Well, you can't make money in stocks unless you can predict.
Well, but you make money in stocks even though he did predict.
Okay. The point is, the guy, you got to give him his credit somewhere. The guy was right. But I'm not going to talk about here. I'm here. Let's talk about the market. Where we are now. Do you feel this? Do you feel the same way now as you felt about the subprime?
What is this? What is this ambush? Why are you doing
this? Is not an ambush. I'm trying to look at you went on TV and you said that the subprime market was ridiculous. Okay, so let's move on. And the point I'm asking you is, are you saying the same thing? Look, if you want to just sit here and argue with me.
All of the things you've said that were wrong, and I'm going to embarrass you for them.
You're not going to embarrass me. How are you going to embarrass me?
To pick out one.
Why aren't you willing to admit? Why aren't you? Look, we're not going to get anywhere if you don't want to. If you want to just keep on doing this, this is crazy. I'm not going to let you come on here. Look, if you want to answer the question, answer the question. Where are we going now with this economy? Are you taking the same road that you took with the subprime? Are you taking the same exact road? Are you bullish about this economy as you were with the subprime? I don't get it. The guy I guess he didn't have any answers. Unbelievable. Oh, well, that's the way it goes, I guess. We'll be back.
You're listening to Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. We'll have more in just minutes.